Welcome to Cool Tools, where I show you some of the most interesting tools I have in my workshop. Today I have something that you thought you were never going to see again, so let me start with that. A year ago I showed you an innovative pocket hole jig that self-adjusts, that eliminates most of the steps and reduces the chances for making an error. It's as close to an automatic jig as you can get without going fully automatic. But at the time, the company that made that jig had already gone out of business. So there weren't many around and a lot of you missed out. Well, since then, Bora Tools has obtained the rights to make the old armor jigs, and they're back. So let me show you why so many people are so excited about this. Let's look at the smaller version first. You'll notice right away that it's a lot more substantial than your typical pocket hole jig. There's a movable caliper on the end. This is used to measure the thickness of your workpiece, and at the same time, it adjusts all the other settings as well, including the position of the stop collar, so you drill to the perfect depth. It also adjusts the hook that goes on the end of the board, so your jig is just the right position when you clamp it down. And it even points to a scale on the side that tells you the length of the screw that you're going to need to use. All of this happens all at the same time. It took me a second to wrap my head around this, but it works because of a system of gears and sliders that all integrate together, so one adjustment also controls everything else. To bore the holes, the metal orange half just pops right off and it can be clamped on the workpiece. The orange body is a zinc alloy with hardened steel inserts, and the gray parts are glass-filled nylon, not just cheap plastic. I also love the way that everything stores right on the jig, so I don't have to go searching for it when I need it. This little version is nice, but I think the larger version is even better. It too is designed to reduce the steps so you can work faster with fewer errors. And it has several interesting features that make that happen. For one thing, the clamp auto-adjusts to your materials, whether it's thick or thin. Now I know other jigs do that, but this one goes a step further by also auto-setting the drill block so it's the proper distance from the edge of your workpiece, and at the same time, it sets the depth collar on the drill bit. All of these settings are going to be different depending on the thickness of material you're using, but this jig makes all the adjustments for you automatically. You just clamp the wood in place, tighten the collar where the jig puts it, and you're in business. It's set up to drill 2 holes and it does the job nicely, but you can also adjust the right guide if you prefer your holes to be closer together for narrow workpieces like face frames. And the jig will also tell you which screw length you need to use for your particular joint. All of this really pays off when you want to work quickly, especially if you're switching between different material thicknesses, and you may otherwise make a mistake if you had to change all these settings manually for the different thicknesses of your material. This larger version also has dust collection, which not only keeps things clean, but it also clears the dust from the jig so you can do joint after joint after joint without any clogging issues. I'm really a fan of these jigs, and I'm grateful to Bora for bringing them back. I highly recommend you check these out. Whenever possible, I like to use tools from small businesses, especially independent woodworkers with good ideas that are just trying to compete with the big tool companies. A prime example is Swan. Many of you know him as one of the early woodworking YouTubers from back in the day when he and I both had a lot less gray hair. Izzy is an engineering genius, and this is one of his inventions. It's called the Titan Protract, and it's the world's first double protractor. It's really an ingenious idea. First, it can be used to measure and lay out angles up to 140 degrees. If you then set it to 90 degrees, it also becomes a guide for marking lines parallel to an edge. The holes are designed to work with Pica Pencils and are laid out every ½ inch. So you have half, 1, 1.5, 2, and so on. But if you adjust the angle to another set mark, you then have 1/4 inch scales. But you also aren't locked into any of these fixed points. You can put a mark anywhere you need it and then rotate one of the holes over it. I find this a lot easier than using the end of a combination square to run a line parallel to an edge. Finally, if you move the dial to 90 degrees, you can use it as a center finder for round and square stock. I already know this is going to be a go-to tool for cabinet doors and face frames, for box making, and definitely wood turning projects. It's well made from anodized aluminum. I don't think there's any plastic anywhere on this thing. And it operates smoothly because of the clever trunnion design. The price is also surprisingly low, nothing like other brands are charging for tools of this quality. But the best part is I get to support a small independent tool maker that hasn't been bought out by one of the big giants. We need more Swans around. So consider checking out the Titan ProTract using my link below the video. I resisted the Pica Pencil bandwagon for years. Now I wish I had bought one sooner because it solves many of the problems that I used to think were just something we had to accept if we wanted to use pencils in the workshop. First, it snaps into a holster. This means I don't break the tip when I keep it in an apron pocket or a tool bag. Such a simple idea, but what a difference it makes. The lead is also different. It's thick and durable, but it can still create precise lines. It marks cleanly and clearly on a lot of surfaces a regular pencil won't, and it doesn't smudge as easily. It's even water resistant, and there's a handy sharpener built into the holster for touching up the point. You can get other leads for this as well, including different colors for different types of material like plastics, masonry, even welding materials. It's also cleverly designed to get into tight spaces that challenge Sharpies and other marking tools. More and more tool makers are adapting the Pica standard and designing their tools specifically to work with these. I didn't think I needed another pencil, and I was a skeptic for a long time, but now that I've hopped on the Pica bandwagon, I am a true believer. Try one out at the link below and see for yourself. Some of you know that I'm a bit of a Forstner bit geek. They seem like simple tools, but there's a tremendous amount of engineering that goes into these because they have to cut quickly and accurately without tearing up your wood, and they have to stay cool, otherwise they're going to dull quickly. About a year ago, I met some folks from a German company called Famag who showed me a strange looking bit that's an absolute wonder to a tool guy like me. First, the cutting end has a lower profile to reduce friction. That's also the purpose of the grooves that are cut around the perimeter. Less friction means less heat, which means the bit lasts a lot longer. That's also why they used a toothed rim. Now in the past, I've been skeptical about toothed rims because I thought they produced rougher cuts. You see them on a lot of construction grade bits. But these cut cleanly, even in this fragile veneered plywood. The chippers that remove the wood have a staggered edge designed to break up the chips into smaller pieces than you typically get. These are more easily ejected from the hole to reduce heat buildup. It also has a baked on black oxide finish to help resist resin buildup, which keeps it cooler. So are you sensing a pattern here? These bits are carefully engineered to reduce heat, which allows you to increase the speed of your cut so you can work faster and your bit will stay sharp a lot longer. I know it seems weird to get excited about a Forstner bit, but this is so smart in ways that make a real difference. Oh, I almost forgot. It has a hex shaft that's not going to slip in the collet. That is something that has frustrated me for years, especially with larger bits. I got a whole set of the Famag bits because these are the ones I'm going to be using from now on. But if you're skeptical, I get it. Just use the link below and get a 3/4 inch or a 1 inch, the size you're going to use the most, maybe a couple of them. And try them out and see if you agree that these are the most advanced Forstner bits on the market. Some of you have been watching this channel for years, so you've seen me using this stuff for a very long time. It's cleaner for saw blades and for router bits, Forstner bits, bandsaw blades, anything that gets gummed up in the shop. Yes, I know there are other cleaners and detergents out there and they may work well enough, but the Trend Cleaner has always been my favorite because it is non-toxic and safe to get on your skin. It doesn't produce any harmful fumes. You can rinse it right down the sink when you're done without killing all the sewer rats. But unlike a lot of environmentally friendly products, this stuff flat out works. And I don't want to be doing a ton of soaking and scrubbing. I just want the gunk gone so my blades will cut like new again. And believe me, if you haven't cleaned your bits and your blades in a while, you're going to be shocked at the difference this is going to make. Even if you think the stuff you use is good enough, grab a bottle of this and just try it. I guarantee it will be all you use after that. It comes in 18 ounce, which is this size, and then a larger 32 ounce. Use the links below this video for the best price. What's in your apron pocket? Usually it's the small tools that you use all the time, right? In mine, I keep a little square that I use for checking machine setups, for checking assemblies for square or for 45 degrees. I can even use it to set bit and blade heights. It's actually one of two that come together in a wonderful little gift set, which is how I got mine. Together, these give me absolute 60, 90, 45, and 30 degree angles. Stand them up, lay them flat, or spin the little foot around and hook it on an edge. Like all Bridge City tools, they're precisely made from high quality materials, 6061 aerospace grade aluminum alloy with a hard anodized finish. That makes them highly durable, but still really light. If I wasn't using it so often, I'd probably forget it's in my pocket. They come in 3 color options, which is a nice touch because I think they're as nice to look at as they are to use. I believe they're even on sale right now, so if you want to use the link below, check them out for yourself. Some of you may have noticed that I got a new workbench a while back. I explained why in a video a few weeks ago, but for those who missed that video, let me quickly tell you why I chose this one in particular. First of all, it's made by an old world company named Pica, which has been making benches in Central Europe for over 100 years. It is solid European beech and it's massive, over 500 pounds empty. I estimate 700-800 pounds with a full tool cabinet. All that weight comes mostly from the beefy construction. The legs on this one in particular are over 3 inches thick, and the stretchers aren't the typical 1x material I see on a lot of even nicer benches. They're wider and twice as thick. This bench does not rack or wobble at all. The top is about 5 inches thick, and that's throughout. It's not thinner in the center than on the edges, so it just looks thicker than it is. Other than some cutouts underneath for hardware mounting, this is a massive slab of hardwood that's going to absorb blows like you're striking a tree. I also picked this one in particular because it has some features my older bench did not. For one thing, the dog holes are 3/4 of an inch instead of 1 inch. That makes them compatible with a lot more accessories. It also has a traditional tail vise. These are fantastic for work holding on top of the bench and on the face. They can also be used for leg stock and other common furniture parts. I've always wanted one of these traditional vices. A workbench is not just a surface to put your work on. It's a tool in and of itself, a work holding machine that's designed specifically for the sort of things woodworkers do, whether it be hand tools or power tools. This is one of the best I have ever owned, and I expect it to outlast me and the next 2 or 3 guys that get it when I'm gone. So if you're looking for an heirloom quality workbench with all the bells and whistles, Pica is the best I've seen yet. I'll link below to the various options they have available. That's it for this edition of Cool Tools. I can't wait for the next one. See you then. I don't mean to scare you, but your ears are going to shrivel up and fall off if you don't wear hearing protection. I've seen the signs. It's not pretty. Is that what you want? Gaping, waxy holes on the sides of your head that hear nothing but endless ringing day and night until you wish for the sweet release of death? Look at my ears. They are glorious. Did you hear that? I did, because my hearing's perfect. And that didn't happen by chance. For 10 years, I've been wearing ISOtunes Bluetooth hearing protection. I wear them while I'm working in the shop, when I'm working in the yard, or anywhere that's noisy. And I don't just wear them to block out the sounds I don't want to hear. I also wear them to listen to music or audiobooks, podcasts, ocean sounds while I drift off to sleep. That way, if I do have to jump up to make one quick cut, I'll automatically be protected. I also like that they come from a small family business in Indiana. Here's the ISOtunes team. Look at their faces. Have you ever seen a healthier group of ears in your life? That's why I've recommended ISOtunes for the last decade. So stop putting it off. Use my discount code to save yourself some money and to save your hearing before it's